Hello guys, most welcome to Bendu Study Guide. Today we are going to start a new chapters. The name of the chapters is Outcome of Democracy. It is one of the important chapters in your civics part and very important for examinations, and not only that, as a social animals, as a citizens of the democratic country, you should know about these chapters very carefully. So name of the chapters is Outcomes of Democracy. So outcomes means the result, what we have got through the process of democracy or democratic government. Now, to assess this democracy, that is, you have to highlight, you have to discuss the positive and negative aspect of the democracy. So, to assess these systems of the government, first of we should know what is democracy. You know very well from the class 9, democracy is defined as government of the people, by the people, for the people. That is, people are the backbones, main subjects, main aspects of this type of the government, and we have accepted as a better forms, as a good government out of the other forms like autocratic government, monarchical government, etc. So here, government of the people, by the people, for the peoples, that is democratic government, have some important aspects which are very important to discuss for the assessment of this type of the government. So first of all, we should know what are the different aspects, that is, what are the positive aspects of the democratic government, what are the negative aspects, because anything, any type of the government is not holding purely good side or purely bad side. That is good and bad, pros and cons, both are found in any process of the government. So in the democratic government, first of all, we should know the people's participations. That is, government of the people, by the people, and for the people's means here people's participations, and how people participate in the democratic government. Here first of all, we will discuss the decisions making process, then the mechanisms, then how the government, that is democratic government, is one accountables and responsive and legitimate government. Then we will discuss the economic growth and development, and importance of the vote, political right here, and then we will discuss the accommodations of the different social diversities. In all over the world, you can't find even a single nations where diversities is not existed. So different social diversities, how it accommodate, and lastly we will discuss about the dignity and freedoms of citizens, and then we will conclude, that is, the assessment will be completed about the outcomes of the democratic government. So first of all, the point is decisions making process. In this process, the peoples, that is the citizens, are involved in the decisions making of which decisions of the government, how the people will be governed, how the economic development will be held, how the policies, the social policies, economic policies will be adopted, that is developmental programs. Everywhere, every decisions is taken with the government in a very gradual sense. You know that here decisions means that is the act, the laws. Democracy is the government which follow the constitutions, the laws, and these laws are forms, these laws are prepared in the parliament, and the parliaments are constituted with the representatives who are elected by the common people. In this way, the people are participating in making laws. Then how the law will be executed, that is through the ministers, executives, and all the ministers. Directly. So when the MPs, that is members of the parliament, discuss any matters, they keep in their mind the view, the demand of the people, because peoples elect them, that is the MPs, and through them they participate, they enjoy their powers in running the government, in making the process of the decisions. Now these decisions in the other forms of the government, like monarchy is there, dictatorship is there, they can take the decisions promptly, but in these prompt actions the decisions can be defective one. But in a democratic systems, in a democratic government, in the process of the decisions making, the people have sufficient scope to judge, to discuss, to make a free debate over that matters, and accordingly the parliament, the members of the parliament, they adopt the laws, and they first discuss those matters on the basis of the people's demand, that is the citizens' requirement, and there is a scope of corrections also. Any decisions when it is taken, then stage by stage, that is we have two houses in the parliament. If one house is commit some mistake, it is corrected in other house. So though there is a delay, that is the cost of times, but it is the productions of this long process is good one, because there is very less scope of mistake. On the other hand, in the monarchical or dictatorship system, single persons very quickly take decisions, but it may not be accepted by the people. Then in this process, the accountable government, that is the government here means the representative, the MPs, MLAs in the different levels of the government, either in local government or state government or central government, they are the representative of the peoples, and the representative of the peoples, that is MLA, MPs, they always keep the demand, the requirement, the discussions of the public, because public, common people have sent them, have empowered them, so they always keep the in their mind about the people's demands, and accordingly they work. Otherwise, in the next elections, if the leaders, political leaders do not satisfy the people, providing their requirement or rights, next elections they cannot be successful. That's why the representative who form the government, they always are cautious about the people's requirement. As a result, a accountable, responsive government can be found through the democratic systems. After that, we can follow the economic growth and development. Though in the democratic process, the local peoples have a scope to participate, to develop their personality, make more and more awareness about the political affairs, what is going on in the government, that is the informations inside the government, and all these are okay. But when we discuss the economic, the evidence proof that the economic growth is not parallelly developed with that of the political right. As political right, that is vote, right to vote, it is equally observed among the male, females, poor, race, educated, non-educated. But in the economic growth and development, we can see a great discrimination, that is disparities between the poor and the riches, which affect the elections also. We know, as for examples, our country India, more than that of the more than half of the total populations of our countries, the people belong to the four sections, and some sections even do not have the capacity to fulfill their minimum basic needs, that is roti, kapra, makan जिसको कहा जाता है. So during the election times, they are very easily influenced by the rich classes, by the political leaders, and they can't utilize their power of the vote. Their vote are purchased with very cheaply, giving some gift, etc. at the just before the election times. So in this way, the economic growth is not sufficient enough. That is, the government has scope to reduce the differentiation, reduce the gap between the rich people and the poor sections. Next, we should come, that is, in a government, democratics like India's or any nations where diversities, different communities are existed there, and all the communities needs and demands and their cultural right should be accommodated. Accommodate means it should be accepted. Either minors groups, that is in the first chapters you have got the power sharing or sharing powers, and the case of Belgium and Sri Lanka. There you can compare, and the Sri Lankan government was not like that of the Belgium government. So here's all the sections, people of all sections, their cultural right, their religious right, their economic right, their social equality, political right should be maintained, should be accepted. And lastly, the dignity of the freedom of the citizens. Here's all sections of the people, irrespective of class, sex, creed, colors, the rights should be equally distributed, equally provided. But we can observe that the fellow beings are sometimes lacks from the peoples. And the most important another point here, that is the dignities regarding the dignity of the women sections. Others, in our Indian societies, it is a patriarchal society, that is male dominated societies. The women's sections are exploited in different stages of their life. Before their marriage, they are under the dominations of fathers or brothers. After marriage, they are under the dominations of their husbands, and they are not provided with the political right, with the social dignities. As a result, so many social revolutions, movements were organized by the women sections. We have seen in the Indian freedom struggles also, the women sections have participated in bonfires, in the processions, during different social movement like non-cooperation movement, civil disobedience movement, etc. But according to their efforts, their dignity, their freedom is not provided. The women sections are exploited. They are not appointed in any organizations giving important post. Then their activities are confined inside the four walls of the house or family activities. So in this way, we can highlight it that in a democracies nowadays, the reservation has been accepted by the constitutions, and in the local government, in state level government, in educational institute elections, the seat for the women section are reserved. So in conclusions, we can say that democracy is a better type of the government than that of the others, that is monarchies or dictatorships. Hope you have got ideas about the different aspects or good sides of the democratic government, and there are some criticisms also in the outcomes assessment. We should keep our mind in the both sides, that is pros and cons. So thank you very much. That's enough for today's. Please subscribe my channel if you like. Thank you.